Hello, and welcome to my Technical Communication Capstone portfolio. My name is John Ray. This presentation has been prepared for my TWC490 Capstone course at ASU. Before we get started with my artifacts, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a transfer student from Ocean County Community College in Ocean County, New Jersey. I transferred to Arizona State about a year and a half ago. I currently live in New Jersey, and I studied here at Arizona State online. My focus in the TWC program was in web development. My professional experience includes marketing and visual design, and after I graduate this May, I look to pursue a master's degree and a future career in the field of user experience design. Each student in the technical communication program must complete a number of desired outcomes to show mastery in 4 key areas. These areas are rhetorical knowledge, critical thinking, reading and writing, processes, and knowledge of conventions. Here are the 9 rhetorical knowledge outcomes. These focus on topics such as identifying and focusing on a defined purpose, responding to the needs of an appropriate audience, responding to different rhetorical situations, using conventions of format and structure, adopting the appropriate voice, tone, and level of formality, writing in multiple genres, and understanding and using a variety of technologies and media. Here are the 5 critical thinking, reading, and writing outcomes. These focus on topics such as using information, writing and reading, understanding that research and writing is a series of tasks, understanding the relationship among language, knowledge, and power, recognizing, understanding, and analyzing the context within which language, information, and knowledge are produced, and integrating previously held beliefs with new information. Here are the processes outcomes. These deal with topics such as using multiple drafts, developing research and writing strategies, understanding research and writing as an open process, understanding the collaborative and social aspects of research and writing, learning to critique your own and others' work, balancing the advantages of relying on others with the responsibility of doing your part, and understanding the role of a variety of technologies and media in accessing, retrieving, managing, and communicating information. The last category, knowledge of conventions, is composed of 7 key outcomes. These deal with topics such as learning common formats for different genres, learning and applying appropriate standards, laws, policies, and accepted practices, applying appropriate means of documentation, controlling surface features such as syntax, grammar, punctuation, and spelling, and understanding and applying legal and ethical uses of information and technology. I have curated 6 artifacts taken from my past 4 semesters of TWC coursework. These artifacts are some of my best work and highlight my ability to meet the technical communication program outcomes in each of the previous 4 categories. The artifacts are, in no particular order, an identity package, an instructional document, a scientific proposal and progress report, a website proposal, wireframes and blog, a visualization academic poster, and lastly, a content audit. The first artifact you see is an identity package created for TWC411 Principles of Visual Communication. The purpose of this assignment was to create a unified brand identity for ourselves. The elements of this identity package included a logo, a letterhead, and a business card. For this assignment, I started by conducting research to see common themes among personal brands. I then started sketching multiple concepts for my identity package. Through a process of peer review, I picked the strongest design which best communicated my theme. I then took the designs into Illustrator to refine color, layout, and typography. When I was happy with the results, I submitted them for instructor review. On the previous slide, you saw some of my initial designs that were completed at this stage. I then received feedback from the course instructor guiding me through a process of revising my work. Here, on this slide, you can see the final results of my revision, which included changes to color and layout. The final result is a cohesive branding solution. The second artifact is a set of instructions created for TWC491 Principles of Web Authoring. The purpose of this assignment was to create a set of instructions for a specific audience. In this case, our audience was a fellow classmate. The instructions were also made to be presented in an online format. The task that my instructions guide the audience through is taking a professional headshot only using a smartphone. The audience here was college-age students looking to enter the workforce. The instructions were written in a format and tone typical of instructional writing, with an emphasis on establishing a voice and tone appropriate for the given audience. I addressed the needs of this audience by including headings, bulleted lists, and annotated graphics. Also taken into consideration was how this set of instructions could be presented online. To answer this need, I created the instructions as an interactive PDF document. I created these instructions in Microsoft Word and Adobe Acrobat. Multiple revisions took place, as well as research and peer review from classmates. The final version displays a strong understanding of instructional writing, presentation software, and audience-centered writing. The next artifact is a semi-formal proposal and progress report created for TWC446 Technical and Scientific Reports. The purpose of this assignment was to choose a technical or scientific topic and write a proposal to do a study. After conducting the study, we were responsible for following up with a progress report delivering our findings. For this assignment, we were tasked with creating a study, defining an audience, crafting a proposal, and then conducting the proposed study. The progress report was then completed as a way to document what progress we had made in the completion of our study. For my project, I chose to support a bill banning cigarettes from New Jersey beaches. To do this, I proposed a study of the effects cigarettes have on ocean water. I identified the history and importance of the bill banning cigarettes, and made a strong stance as to why it was important to ban cigarettes from beaches. To back up this statement, I looked at the negative effects cigarettes have on marine life. I then identified the specifics of my proposed research, including timeline, cost, scope, and outcome. Briefly, the plan was to test water samples with and without cigarette contaminants for things like pesticide, lead, bacteria, and pH. When it came time for the experiment, a coworker from a local aquarium helped me to run tests on water samples. I recorded the results in my progress report and was able to conclude that the cigarette debris had an overwhelmingly negative effect on the water quality. This was a long process that included research, revision, and peer review. The final result is a scientific report with a defined purpose and quantifiable results. The next artifact is taken from the course TWC301 Writing for Digital Media. The purpose of this assignment was to create a wireframe and blog for an organization of our choice. To complete this task, we were first responsible for researching our chosen site and developing a content strategy. The content strategy included considerations for factors such as audience, purpose, competition, style issues, and information challenges. The organization I chose was Arena Stone, a wholesaler of natural stone surfaces. I started by looking at their current web presence and analyzing who their target audience would be. I found areas that the site could improve and ways to reach the audience through the website and blog. Some areas for improvement included the navigation and content organization. I created a plan to fix these issues and showed a potential solution in my wireframes. For the wireframes, I started with sketches, then moving on to higher fidelity mockups in Illustrator. The text was written in Microsoft Word, then pasted into the wireframes to ensure accuracy and consistency. I developed the blog using WordPress, and created multiple posts based off of topics of interest for the target audience. I incorporated my own knowledge with extensive research. To make the posts more interesting, I integrated multimedia like images, links, and video. Throughout the process, I conducted several peer reviews and trusted writer reviews to help edit my work. The final result is a complete and unified user-focused web presence. The next artifact is an academic poster that utilizes visualization techniques. This was created for the course TWC490 Visualizing Data. The purpose of this assignment was to create a persuasive argument based on research and data. We were to use the data gathered during research to create visualizations that illustrated our stance on the topic of our choice. For my poster, I looked for trends of successful project campaigns on the website Kickstarter. The research and data I collected was from the 4,000 most successfully funded projects on the website. Within this data, I looked for any trends that appeared and could help make a persuasive statement. The audience in mind was new users of the site who were looking for advice on setting up projects. I identified certain trends in the data and used visualization techniques to help highlight this information. Some of the visualization methods I used were line graphs, word clouds, and bar charts, among others. These were created using software like R and Microsoft Excel. Each aspect of the data was highlighted in an individual visualization with an explanation of what it shows and how it ties into the larger argument being made. After a first draft was submitted for instructor and peer review, I conducted more research and worked on the written portion to create a stronger presentation. The final product was a multifaceted academic poster which presented an argument and supported that argument with different visualization techniques. The final artifact is a content audit and proposal created for TWC 445 Content Management and Topic-Based Authoring. The assignment was to conduct a quantitative inventory of a website's content, then to create a qualitative analysis with our findings and suggestions for what could create a stronger content strategy. The company I chose for my audit was La Colombe, a cafe and online coffee retailer in Philadelphia. The quantitative inventory began by looking at each piece of content on the company's website and recording them in Excel. After compiling a spreadsheet of all the content, the qualitative audit began with a look at industry best practices. This was done by looking at competitor websites and conducting research to see what the best strategy would be going forward. Next, I looked at the results of both the quantitative inventory and best practices audit to see how successful the site was in areas such as usability, findability, accuracy, and audience. I was able to identify areas of success and areas where the site needed improvement. I recorded my findings in a semi-formal memo and a slideshow presentation. This included my findings as well as a recommendation for what steps should be taken to improve the website's content. These 6 artifacts show how I have successfully completed all of the outcomes laid out in the 4 areas of rhetorical knowledge, critical thinking, reading and writing, processes, and knowledge of conventions. If you would like, you can view any of these artifacts online by clicking the link on this slide. This concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed viewing some of my work. Thank you for watching.